Hello, everybody, and welcome to 15 Tips to Lose Weight and Reverse Diabetes. Not all calories are created equal, and what makes you fat is what also makes you sick. So, along with dropping the pounds, you're going to see your blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, along with many ailments and chronic conditions melt away. You'll experience a boost in energy and you'll feel great. I'm so excited about sharing this life-changing information with all of you. So thank you again for being here and taking the time to listen to me. This is the first time I've shared this really important and exciting information outside of my clients. So it's usually things that I just go over with my clients. So I hope you'll like it. I want to invite you to take a journey with me towards your better health. But first, I'm going to start by introducing myself and telling you a little bit more about my background. So hi again, I'm Coach Andrea. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach and weight loss coach for Whole Plate, like you see on the screen there. That's me. I help really busy women lose weight, get healthy, and live longer so they can spend more time with their families. Does that sound like you? I specialize in weight loss and preventing and or reversing illness or disease associated with weight gain and poor lifestyle habits, which many of us have. I help you achieve your weight loss and health goals, and in the process, you can lose up to 20 pounds in just 6 weeks. I work with really busy women to help them lose the weight and keep it off, escape the diet trap forever, feel fabulous, energized, and healthy, create a healthy relationship with food, lose weight for good without counting calories, extensive exercise, or hunger. And of course, I help my clients, if they have it, to reverse their type 2 diabetes and many other conditions like autoimmune diseases as well. And of course, I also hold my clients accountable and so much more. Okay, let's see if we can get this slide to switch here. There we go. I have been studying food as medicine and nutrition for over 12 years. As a student of the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, I studied over 100 dietary theories. My instructors were numerous and included Dr. Andrew Weil, Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Joe Furman, and Dr. Oz, who not only went through the courses himself, he enrolled his wife and children as well. He really liked the classes. At the end of this talk, I will introduce my program that will support your efforts to lose weight safely and quickly and help you take action that gets results. Plus, you'll get a very special offer. I'm giving some of my best tips and advice. You're going to learn plenty, but everyone still needs some support and someone to help them through the plateaus and help to tweak a plan just right for them. I've never stopped studying and researching food as medicine and the best diets. It's kind of my hobby, so I'm in the right profession, right? It took me several years to develop and try my lifestyle plan called the Whole Plate Way. It's just a place to start. It can be tweaked every week if needed, whatever it takes to help you reach your weight loss and health goals. Many people are like me 13 years ago. They eat relatively well and exercise religiously, or at least sometimes. I used to do yoga and Pilates on my lunch break. They have tried numerous diet programs, but they either don't work at all, or once they're finished, they gain their weight back, which is even more dangerous most of the time than not losing weight at all. So what's going on? Today, we're going to uncover the secret to losing weight and keeping it off forever to help you get off the diet trap once and for all, so that you can move on and live a fabulous, long, healthy life. This plan will also help you reverse type 2 diabetes and, as I mentioned earlier, other chronic diseases as well, like autoimmune diseases. I'm known for my lifestyle program called the Whole Plate Way, my mindful eating techniques, and of course for helping my clients to reverse their type 2 diabetes. And I help many of my clients to lose up to 20 pounds in just 6 weeks. How do I do that? My plan, the Whole Plate Way, uses the power of real food. It shuts down insulin, the fat-storing hormone. It reduces inflammation, and it shuts off cravings. It's really awesome. Which one of these women resonate with you? They're all happy. Two are happy because they've lost weight. The other is dreaming about changing her lifestyle and what her life could be like. Hopefully you want to take action to lose weight. If you're not ready yet, that's okay. But ask yourself this: how do you want to look, feel, and live in 3 months? How about 6 months? How about New Year's Day 2017? How will you get there if you don't take action? Even if it's just a baby step. Don't let fear hold you back. Conquer it and reclaim your body and health. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing now working for me? So I'm going to tell you right off the bat, if you don't care enough about yourself or your loved ones to change your lifestyle, if you're not sick and tired of being sick and tired and being overweight, and you don't want to live a longer life to be there for your family or yourself, then this webinar is not for you. Don't worry, just go ahead and hang up. However, if you want to lose weight, live a longer, healthier life, and you're willing to make changes, you're going to love this information. If you apply it, you will look better, feel better, and live better. That's my tagline, and that's what I do for my clients. And you could be on your way to reversing your type 2 diabetes or other chronic illnesses. I'm here to give you the straight stuff about what it takes to lose weight and keep it off forever and reverse your type 2 diabetes and other chronic illnesses like I've mentioned, so you can live longer, healthier, and be there for your family. I also work with many clients, like I said earlier, with autoimmune diseases, fibromyalgia, heart disease. I've had a doctor refer a client to me with fatty liver disease, and so on. The information I'm giving you today is a product of my heart to help you lose weight and to get clear on how to reverse type 2 diabetes, kiss it goodbye, along with any weight you want to lose, kiss high blood pressure, high cholesterol, IBS, poor sleep, joint pain, low energy, etc. Just kiss it all goodbye. This plan will help protect you against almost every chronic disease as well. So hopefully this webinar will create a huge breakthrough, as Oprah would say, an aha moment. So before I start, I want you to make an agreement with yourself. Set an intention to be open to new methods to heal yourself or lose weight, get healthy, and to work on reversing type 2 diabetes or other illnesses. Whatever you would like to achieve, make this webinar the first step towards reaching that intention. It all starts with one baby step. So right now, in this moment, take that baby step and set an intention for yourself that you are really ready for a breakthrough. Give yourself the gift of good health and well-being. Take notes and really listen. This might be just what you've been looking for and can set the tone for 2016 and the rest of your life, and for your family too. Imagine what it would feel like knowing that you have done everything possible to prevent your children from developing a chronic disease like type 2 diabetes. Pretty wonderful, right? You'd feel like Superwoman. And when they pass that same information on to their kids, what a wonderful legacy for generations to live healthier. I do it all the time with my clients, so I know how good it feels. It's amazing. Just recently, a client's 6-year-old son has his appendix taken out, and he asked for a green smoothie after surgery, not ice cream. That's pretty awesome, and my client was pretty excited about that too. Own your choices and release the choices of others. Your best influence to help others make change in their life is by being a role model. Whether it is your friends, children, or spouse, when they see how committed you are to yourself, they'll become interested to try new recipes and ask you questions about what you know. I hear this from my clients all the time, so I know it works. It's a complete ripple effect. You are the leader of your own health. And when others see this, they want to get on board. I've had clients ask me how to get their mother, father, or children to eat healthier, and I remind them again that the biggest influence is to set a good example. This means being clear on your intentions so you may be consistent with yourself, which serves as a reminder of the love and appreciation you have towards yourself. This will make you shine and feel good, which is what will attract others to make changes too. Providing loving guidance and support will help others to make changes, but your actions and behavior is what will really have the deepest impact. So serve your friends and family delicious, healthy meals. Don't tell them they're healthy. Don't tell them those mouth-watering cookies right there are designed to not raise your blood sugar, and they're not designed to raise your insulin, and they're healthy. Again, as long as you don't eat too many of these, they are approved for the whole plate way. So let your friends and family rave about the food and then tell them about it. I'm talking about these little homemade thin mints here. You can get the recipe for these awesome thin mint cookies at deliciouslyorganic.net. And again, they're homemade thin mint recipes. The rest of the recipes pictured here are at elenaspantry.com. Send me an email and I'll send you the links. Then bookmark the sites. They have awesome, awesome recipes. I mean, look at those deviled eggs made with avocado. They're so good. Okay, so ask yourself these 4 questions. Is what I'm doing now working for me? Do I feel the best I've ever felt? What is motivating me to make lifestyle changes? What am I hoping to get out of these changes? What am I most excited about? What am I most afraid of? So real quick, here's what I'm going to cover with you today. Why diets don't work, America's weight problem and how you can avoid it, the exact steps to take to lose weight, keep it off, and reverse type 2 diabetes. I'm sorry, I'm taking a look at this screen sharing thing that just popped up. I'm not sure how to get rid of it. Sorry about that. Okay, well, hopefully it'll go away. I apologize. So why diets don't work? Diets are not sustainable. They are alienating, stressful, depressing, and restrictive. Diets do not take into account the fact that everybody is different, how the body metabolizes nutrients, and how each individual has a different lifestyle that may or may not work with the rigid requirements. We're all bio-individuals. One plan does not fit all. In fact, one plan that is working for you right now might not even work for you next week. That's one reason why a health coach is so important to help you through. The bottom line is diets are not healthy or sustainable, and some can be very expensive, and you can't stay on them forever. If you did, you'd damage your metabolism and your thyroid and your wallet. You need to restore your metabolism, not destroy it. Sorry about that. I wish I knew how to wish I could get that to go away. I'm not sure what to do. Okay. Let's see. America's weight problem and how you can avoid it. As you can see, more than 65% of Americans are overweight to obese. We are the most obese, cancer-prone population with the worst health of any modern country. That means we have more pain, more doctor visits, more time away from work, and more prescriptions. The SAD diet, standard American diet, is truly killing us. Again, more than 65% of Americans are overweight with a BMI greater of 25. More than 2 in 3 adults are considered to be overweight or obese, and about 1/3 of children and adolescents ages 6 to 9 are considered to be overweight or obese. Most of us are dangerously overweight and taking hundreds of dollars worth of prescription drugs each month that cause even more problems. You take one pill to fix something, and that causes a side effect, so you have to take another pill, and that causes a side effect, so you have to take another pill, and you're not sleeping, and you're tired, and you just don't feel well. The medications don't usually help. Everyone knows that carrying around extra weight is not good for our health. If you are overweight, you're at risk for having type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and autoimmune disease, which we know is skyrocketing in numbers. I bet you know at least one person with an autoimmune disease. It also raises your risk for sleep apnea, osteoarthritis, gallbladder disease, fatty liver disease, and almost everything. The standard American diet is really sad. It promotes chronic disease and prescription drug dependence. We're eating ourselves to death. We are an overweight, sickly, drug dependent country. Why? Because we're not using food as medicine. We need to feed our cells. We need to feed our mitochondria with nutrients they require to operate our bodies. Then our body won't feel like it needs to protect us by holding onto that fat and extra weight, and the weight will start to be released. In general, as a country, 55% of our calories are from processed foods that don't contain the nutrients, aka fuel, our bodies need. So we eat more because our bodies want those nutrients we're not getting from those processed foods. If you can't pronounce or recognize many of the ingredients on the label, your body can't either. So here's the bottom line about processed foods. They cause inflammation and oxidative stress. It's like kryptonite. Only processed foods are slowly killing us. It's not so dramatic as kryptonite. It's not so immediate, so we ignore it and we tell ourselves this is how I'm supposed to feel. It doesn't have to be that way. This is one of my favorite quotes from Anne Wigmore. The food you eat can either be the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. That's this quote right over here. You can take a look at these other ones too. They're all awesome, and they're all very, very true. And that's why it's one of my favorite quotes, is because it's so true. So here's where it gets even worse if you want to lose weight. Processed foods stimulate insulin, our fat storage hormone. In fact, insulin not only is the fat storing hormone and carbohydrate regulator, it is the hold on to fat and never let it go. You cannot burn fat or lose weight when your insulin is elevated. You can only store it or use it as energy if your body hasn't received enough calories. More often than not, your body has enough calories. So key step number 1 is to keep your insulin levels stable. You can't lose weight if you don't. And this is true for everyone, whether you have type 2 diabetes or not. It's also one of the main keys to prevent illnesses, is to keep your blood sugar stable and not spike it. You can be a fat burner or a fat storer. If we are overweight, that means that most of the time what we eat is being turned into fat rather than used for fuel or energy for our bodies. Now, I'm not saying you can never have processed foods or junk food, but I teach my clients the right way to consume these foods through mindful eating. They learn the how, the why, the when, and how much they can eat or want to eat sometimes. And they do that by starting an intention, just like you did earlier. So let's get back to insulin. The two primary fat-storing hormones are insulin and insulin-like growth factor, IGF-1. It acts like insulin and promotes abnormal cell growth and fat storage. It is activated when we eat sugars, sweet, white flours, whole wheat flours, and grains, and of course, processed foods. Those same foods can also make you crave more, the processed ones especially, or ones with sugar. You see, fat cells are really greedy. They want to be fed often, and they can contribute to missed signals from 2 other important hormones. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, it tells your brain you're hungry, and leptin, which tells your brain you're full. The food industry manufactures food so we crave it too. They spend millions on each product finding the right combination of salt, sugar, and fat to keep us coming back for more. It's a double whammy. So if you overeat, it's really not your fault. It's this endless cycle, but bad food choices are how it all starts. I know I can't just have one handful of chips, and it's often hard to eat just one cookie too, especially chocolate chip ones. The really soft ones, those are my favorite. You have to break the cycle so your body can work perfectly for you. It's not that hard to do, and most people love the food more because they feel so fabulous and it's delicious. I had a client who was addicted to a specific kind of brownie for over 20 years. And after 2 weeks on my program, she took a bite of one of the brownies and all she tasted was blah and chemicals. And those were her words. She said, "It's not even in a brownie." I have an awesome alternative, super good treats for my clients as well. So those same foods, mainly processed foods that spike your blood sugar, contribute to cancer, heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, stroke, dementia, etc. It's all inflammation. When you think of sugar, when you think of processed foods, think of inflammation, think of disease. To break it down nice and easy, those who eat more sugar, white bread, white rice, processed foods, have a higher cancer and disease rate. That's just science. We all know it, but sometimes it's hard to really believe and understand it. I heard a political commentator say a few weeks ago that if someone from another country came in and started feeding our children the way we are feeding them now, we'd all get out our drones and attack them because we'd be so offended. It was supposed to be part true and part funny, and it is, but it's also really sad. If we knew we could prevent our kids from harm and illness, we all would. Another key step is you have to eat real healthy foods, not the bad ones. Your body needs good quality fat. Every cell has a fat membrane, and your brain needs good fat. The bad fat will kill you. The good fat will help you lose weight, become more alert, and have a better memory. Don't ever, ever, ever consume high fructose corn syrup or canola oil. The right kind of coconut oil and extra virgin olive oil is the best. Those are the only two oils that you need. And you can see on the chart, it lists out all the omega-6 content. What's happened to us with the processed foods is we don't have the right ratio of omega-6 to omega-3s. We need more omega-3s. We only need about 60 calories a day of omega-6s. And as you can see, like safflower, sunflower, corn, cottonseed, look the percentage that they have of their omega-6s. I mean, 1 tablespoon or a teaspoon of that is way more than what we need for the day. Laughter is the best medicine. Have fun in the kitchen with your kids. It helps to reduce stress. Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, practicing yoga, breathing techniques, or other tools to reduce stress, because controlling stress is another key step. When we're stressed, our body produces the stress hormone cortisol, which packs a triple whammy. Cortisol slows metabolism, affects blood sugar levels, increases fat storage, and promotes cravings for fatty, salty, and sugary foods. There's an awesome technique to control this, and you won't believe it. It's called skipping breakfast. Yep, skipping breakfast. When you do, you burn fat longer, and it really helps with insulin resistance. It can help you become insulin sensitive, which is the goal. You want to be insulin sensitive, not insulin resistant. Being insulin sensitive is one of the main elements for good health and reversing type 2 diabetes, preventing it, and also preventing chronic illnesses. So that's another key. It's called intermediate fasting, and all you have to do is skip breakfast and fast for the right amount of hours for you. I work with my clients to determine what days, and how many hours they need to fast, because everybody is different. Again, we're all bio individuals. What works for me may not work for you, and what works for you now may not work for you next week or even in a month. Bodybuilders have been using this technique for years. And there's a doctor in Canada who's using intermediate fasting to reverse type 2 diabetes with great success. He has a book coming out sometime this year. I think it comes out in May, and I'm really looking forward to it. Here's why it works. It all comes down again to controlling insulin. When you wake up, your blood sugar is at its fasting level. You're a fat-burning machine, which is why some of my clients skip breakfast to burn fat longer. When you consume simple carbs or a meal high in carbs, it spikes your blood sugar. So let's say you're trying to eat healthy and lose weight. So you eat a breakfast that consists of steel-cut oats, which you think is pretty healthy, and it is. But just one serving has 29 grams of carbs. So your insulin levels will raise. with the rise in blood sugar, and this starts you on a downward spiral for the rest of the day. And that was an example of a healthy carb. It's so much worse if you eat a muffin, a bagel, a donut, pancakes. And they can even have less calories than the oatmeal, but the muffin would store more fat. So eating carbs in the morning also disrupts your cortisol levels. In the morning, cortisol levels are high. They remain high instead of dropping when you consume carbs in the morning. Additionally, high levels of cortisol contribute to insulin resistance as well. Once you are insulin resistant, you either have type 2 diabetes or you're pre-diabetic. Remember, you want to be insulin sensitive, not insulin resistant. Cortisol should be high when you wake up and then gradually decrease throughout the day. It shouldn't remain high in the morning. So you might be thinking, so what? What's the worst that can happen? Well, the worst actually does happen. Insulin creates new fat cells. They're empty for the time being, but they're new fat cells. But wait, there's more. It also lowers your level of ghrelin and human growth hormone, commonly referred to as HGH. Ghrelin is the hormone, remember, that tells you to stop eating, you're full. Insulin and HGH are our friends too, but when one is elevated, the other is low. Remember that insulin is the fat storing hormone, and HGH will help you burn fat. Both cortisol and insulin cause HGH to drop. They're all interrelated. You have to keep your insulin levels low to burn fat instead of store it. Work on fixing your blood sugar together so that you can release minimum insulin and minimum fat storage. That's the goal. Okay, I should speed it up a little bit here. I'm taking so much time. So another key point is fiber. You need to slowly get your fiber intake up to 35 grams daily. This is key not only for your health, but to get all those hormones I was talking about working the way they should. Many people will lose 10 pounds just by upping their fiber with whole foods. One trick I use with my clients that is awesome for stabilizing and lowering insulin is to use potato starch. When they're just starting, I have them take 1 tablespoon with water at night, about 3 hours before bed. Of course, you need to get your 8 glasses of water in. This is especially important as you up your daily fiber intake. I have lots of ways to help my clients meet that goal. One way is to infuse your water. Google it if you want some recipes, or check out my Pinterest boards at Whole Plate. I help my clients work through all of these issues. Keeping a mood, food, how do I feel, what symptoms am I experiencing journal is also a useful tool. It can help identify food sensitivities, which can also prevent weight loss and promote weight gain. The right exercise is also a key point. 15 to 20 minutes of high intensity interval training, also known as HIIT, H-I-I-T, training, so 15 to 20 minutes 3 times a week is all you need as far as aerobic exercise. You do need to strength train, however. We all lose muscle as we age. You don't want to hit 50 and only be able to eat 800 calories to stay at your current weight. The more muscle you have, the more calories you will burn every day. HIIT will deplete stored carbohydrates in muscle tissue and increase insulin sensitivity, which is again what we want. Some more quick keys to weight loss and reversing type 2 diabetes and reclaiming your health. Another key step is to remove as many toxins from your life as you can. I think we've all become numb to the word toxin, so let me remind you what the definition of a toxin is. At the simplest level, a toxin is something capable of causing disease or damaging tissue when it enters the body. So to repeat, it's capable of causing disease and damaging tissue. That's what a toxin is. All those processed foods are filled with harmful toxins, artificial dyes, Sweeteners, names you don't recognize or can't pronounce, names that your grandmother or your great-grandmother would have never consumed. You also need to rid yourself of environmental toxins, household items, cleaning and beauty products, everything that you have control over. There's a lot that we don't have control over, like the air outside, but there's a lot that we do have control of, and we need to take steps to eliminate those toxins. If you want to avoid harming yourself, buy as much locally grown, chemically free food as you can when it's available. Purchase non-toxic personal care products, and of course, avoid the use of household cleaning products that are loaded with dangerous chemicals. And stop using toxic air fresheners and candles. I recommend non-toxic products to my clients, and you can flip them all at once or very slowly over time. I also have an awesome detox that I use with my clients. It works great for plateaus too. I'm working on packaging it up to sell it online, but that's a little bit more down the road. So right now it's just for my clients. And here's some more about why toxins are important to remove. Look at the image at how much danger they put us in. The yellow line is kind of small, but very important. It says children's bodies absorb 40 to 50% more toxins than adults, and their brains are still developing. So it really affects them. These are just a few of the 80,000 toxins we're exposed to. Oh, and by the way, only about 200 of those have ever been studied. And here's that yellow line again, if I can get my cursor over there, talking about the children's. And just go ahead and take a look at some of this information here while I'm still presenting. So phthalates, BPAs, BPS, parabens, pesticides, BCBs, BHA, BHT, formaldehyde, perfume, aka the mystery toxin. It could be almost anything, DEA, and on and on. On average, we're exposed to 200 to 300 toxins every day. Most of that just from getting ready in the morning to leave the house. The best defense we have is education and to take action. Google these toxins, research them, and eliminate them as much as possible. Now that you have the knowledge, you know better. Be the mom that protects her children. Here's another thing. Most toxins are stored in our fat cells. And many of the toxins I just mentioned mess up your hormones. In fact, BPA was created to mimic estrogen, and it does. Again, Google what it does to your body. So your body stores toxins in your fat cells to protect you from the toxins. And those fat cells are like a vault. You have to rid yourself of as many toxins as possible to release the fat and reclaim your health. You have to be careful when you do it, or you'll feel like you have the flu. I call it the detox flu. But you can be on your way to reversing chronic health problems or preventing them. And you can boost your weight loss just by cleaning up your immediate living space. No one's going to completely avoid all toxins, but the effort is well worth the reward, especially again, if you're able to prevent yourself or one of your family members from having a horrible disease. So one more. Our belief system and your mindset also play a very important role when it comes to weight loss and getting healthy. You can use positive thinking to make your body want to be slim. Use your mind to visualize and create the body and health you want to be. You could also do a vision board. Align your beliefs with your goals. Believe you will achieve them, and you will. And you have to address the mental and emotional reasons why you've gained the weight and why you haven't lost it, as well as making sure all your primary foods are being met. Your primary foods are listed here in the circle, and this is something that we studied in school. So making sure that all of these elements are imbalanced. So one of the things I'll do with my clients, and you can think about this too while you're here, is I had them put a dot on where they think they are. Like maybe your health is up here, your physical activity is over here, your home cooking is, never. Your relationships might be pretty good, your joy might be here, and we work on getting them so they're all balanced. So that's it. Those are the main key points. There's so much more 6 months worth of information more that I would love to share with you. Alice Walker, the author of The Color Purple, said, "The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any." That is so true for your health, whether you want to lose weight and keep it off, whether you want to reverse type 2 diabetes, fibromyalgia, ease your autoimmune disease symptoms, prevent a heart attack, a stroke, dementia, lower your blood pressure, your cholesterol, etc., arthritis. It's all up to you. You have the power. You are in control of your body and your health. Turn those bad genes off. They can absolutely be turned off. So I'm going to repeat the 15 tips again in just a moment. If you would like to talk to me about your health concerns, give me a call. You'll probably have to leave a message, but I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and we can schedule a time to talk. Everyone who calls me gets the 7-day my 7-day detox that I talked a little bit about earlier, my special Best Fats to Burn Fats tip sheet, and my Lose Weight with Yoga ebook. Some of you will do very well working on your own with these steps, and that's awesome. But most of you are always on a diet, or you're a yo-yo dieter, and you need extra care to succeed. Everyone needs support. Let's fix your blood sugar together, get your hormones working for you so you can be a fat burning machine. And talking with me, it's no obligation. We'll just talk about your health concerns, and I'll give you some tips, and you'll get my 7-day detox, my Best Fats to Burn Fat tip sheet, and my Lose Weight with Yoga ebook. Just visit my website at the bottom of the screen there, wholeplate.com. WHOLEPLATE.com, or send me an email and give me a call. So I also have a special offer for the first 10 of you who sign up with me. I might be able to take a little more if there's demand for it, but I hate to turn anyone away, but I can't overextend myself either. So now I love to give things away and create extra value to my transformational programs tailored specifically for you and your needs. So you get a bunch of ebooks listed out. Everything's listed out here on the screen. They're about a total of $40. My tailored for you plateau breaking secrets, my mindful eating tips, my secrets so you can enjoy food guilt-free through mindful eating. When you work with me, you also get one 30-minute call each week. You get email and text support. I often get texts when clients are eating out, and I'm happy to look up a menu for you or give you some suggestions. Together, we work on correcting all the hormones and more that we talked about today, and just so much more. It's really just depends on you and your needs. So every program is different. It's all about you and your health goals, and I'm with you every step of the way. Okay, so back to my special offer. For the first 10 of you who sign up to work with me, you won't pay my regular price of $550 or even my normal special price, which is, I think it's at $400 right now. It's $250 for 12 weeks of support and transformation. So 3 months of tips and tricks and encouragement. I help you shop and save money at the grocery store. I help you plan your meals. I've got tons and tons and tons of recipes, over 700 recipes. And I'm just with you every step of the way to make sure that you reach your goals. And for those of you who need to lose more, 50 pounds or more, or you want more time with me, my 7th month 20-week transformation program is just $450. You just have to tell me that you listened to my webinar to get the discount. Many of my clients lose 5 pounds the first week and 20 pounds in 6 weeks. I'm offering this special price because I want to help as many people as possible, and I don't want the cost to stand in your way. By the way, you'll make up that $250 with the money that you save at the grocery store, or by giving up that $5 a day high-calorie coffee. Some of the things I go over with my clients too is that bag of chips is for $5. You can get a bag of apples, which lasts you a lot longer and is so much better for you than the bag of chips. So again, just visit my website at wholeplate.com. send me an email or give me a call. Sign up for my newsletter while you're there and get my 5 healthy foods that will help you lose weight. Just click on the 5 healthy food link found in the menu, and I will have some YouTube videos up shortly too, so you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll go into a lot of these 15 tips that I talked about in depth on my YouTube channel. So call me to talk about your health concerns again, and I'll give you my 7-day detox, my best fats to burn fats tip sheet, and yoga for weight loss ebook. It's no obligation at all. It's just to help you, give you some tips. And we'll spend 30 to 60 minutes talking about your health and weight loss concerns. What makes you fat is what also makes you sick. So when you work with me, along with dropping the pounds, you're going to see your blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, along with many ailments and chronic conditions melt away. You'll also experience a boost of energy and you'll feel great. Hopefully you've had a time to look at just a few of my testimonials. I'd love to talk to you, but just in case I don't hear from you, I have so much more information and tools I want you to have, and this one bears repeating. So please, 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 I'm begging you, if you haven't done so already, throw out your plastic food containers. Even if it's BPA free, it still has phthalates and 4 other harmful toxins. Let's see. 10% of American little girls will get breasts and their periods at 9 or earlier, and they're at risk for breast cancer in their 20s and 30s, which used to be uncommon, and now it's not, just from BPA. So protect your children, and don't ever, 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 under any circumstances, microwave anything in a plastic container. And don't cover your food with those plastic containers either. Google it, look it up. There's a book that came out recently on the epidemic of little girls getting breasts and periods like 9 to 10 years old. So it's a fascinating book. So here's the recap of the 15 top tips to help you lose weight, reverse type 2 diabetes and other diseases so you can reclaim your health and you'll look better, feel better, and live better, and you'll be a role model. So 1, processed foods are bad news for your weight and your health. 2, control insulin, cortisol, ghrelin, and leptin. You have to eat real, healthy fats, not the bad ones. 4, have fun. 5, reduce stress. 6, get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night. 7, practice intermediate fasting. 8, eat the right carbs at the right time of day. 9, get 35 grams of fiber in. 10, drink at least 64 ounces of water each day, or half your body weight in ounces. 11, identify and eliminate food sensitivities and intolerances. 12, use the most effective form of exercise, which is high intensity interval training, otherwise known as HIIT. 13, remove as many toxins as you can. 14, change your mindset. 15, eat the right kind of fats. I'm going to leave you with one final thought from our author and artist, Mike Madelia. I think that I'm saying that right. This is what he says. Our lives evolve over time. As we can leave behind our old selves, taking with us only the things which lift us higher. So let your life evolve. Start becoming the person you want to be. It's time to evolve. Okay, everyone, that's it for real now. Be healthy, be happy. Talk to you soon. Have a fabulous day.